I haven't made a sit down talking to the camera video in at least 3 years. The last time I did like a life update video, I was 21 and now I'm 27. It's crazy. I'm old. I'm old. I know I'm young, but I'm also simultaneously old. It does feel kind of weird to come back and not address where my regularly scheduled videos went over the last couple of years and just where I've been, what I've been up to, how I've been doing, all of those things. My life really changed a lot from the last time that I was regularly posting on this platform. I'm very lucky to have had all of the experiences that profession afforded me and like the travels that I got to go on. Um, and I also don't think that coming back to YouTube is walking away from fashion and fashion modeling. I'm just in a space now at 27 where I'm reassessing all of my experiences up until now and figuring out like what I genuinely enjoyed doing and how to incorporate the things that I enjoy into my everyday so that I can be a happy, self-sufficient adult woman, you know? I also think like coming out of the pandemic, like that was really, I think the pandemic shifted a lot of things with my perspective of like being a content creator and like posting my life online. And I also just think like along with many other people, I fell into a really deep depression during the pandemic and I wanted to share so much less of my life because of that. I was like, I don't want to share all of these days where I'm literally just depressed. So, yeah, I walked away from YouTube for some time. I was sharing things quite sporadically and just random, like, come along with me on this experience type of things and just figuring out my footing. And in this time, I moved to LA and my life changed so much. I found myself living in a house of content creators and like not fully resonating with that label and that identity. I felt like even the girls I was living with, like we all had walked away from YouTube and we're like on these new paths and doing our own individual things. I don't know why I wasn't making more YouTube videos living in LA, inner insecurities where I was just like, this isn't cool. I'm not doing what's cool. And that was again like my depression, my like FOMO and my industry, like the voices like all telling me that that wasn't like what's chic, you know? Live this life in LA, flying all over the world, making new friends, having these really beautiful and crazy experiences. And I just wasn't sharing it with you guys. And I, part of me is sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you, and I'm sorry to myself for not having the documentation of that time. But I think it's what I needed in that moment to grow up and work on myself and like get to the point where I am today and becoming this woman. And like maybe that didn't need to be documented, you know? Like I think of that clip of Dylan Mulvaney and Laverne Cox when they first meet.
Saying that you're like documenting so much of your life. Make sure you keep things for yourself. Everything cannot be for the public. They love it. Yes, they love it, but everything cannot be for them.
You don't have to put on a show for us. And I think my step away from like the focus on social media was really kind of grounded in that of like okay, I don't have to be performing right now. Like, I'm in a phase of discovery and healing and all of these much more private things. And so, yeah, no regrets, I guess. I lived in LA for 3.5 years, but I don't live there anymore. This bedroom, this apartment, this all of this is not in LA. Nor is this a set. This is my real room. This is my real life. I guess that's kind of the era that I'm leaning into coming back to social media in this way is like, let's just be fucking for real, you know? Nothing has to be so manicured, so polished. Like, you guys get that from me in an editorial with a team of 20 people. Let's get into the real again. And I'm grown enough now at 27 years old to like really stay true to both myself and my boundaries. Like, if I'm not feeling it and I'm not wanting to put out content, you're not going to get bullshit content from me that's coming from a place of necessity or desperation, you know? Like, my frontal lobe is fully formed and I'm just here to be another voice in the noise, but hopefully, a reliable voice and an authentic voice and a friendly voice. That's where I'm at. I don't even think I said that I'm back in New York. A whole other part of this kind of authenticity journey was coming back to New York City and really working on myself here because moving to LA was really just moving away or running away from so many things and just like desperately seeking change and like quick fixes. And it was amazing. I had the best time in LA. I love all of the friends that I made and still I still go to LA all the time. I'll probably live in LA again one day. I just really felt called to coming back to New York and like really encompassing myself in this industry that I worked so hard to first break into. I feel like New York is so much harder on me than LA is, and I just needed that, I think. And fashion is here, and I wanted to be fashion. I wanted to be fashion. So I came back, and now I've been back in New York for almost 2 years, which is so crazy. It's been amazing. Like, I really feel confident in that I made the right decision for myself and that I'm meant to be here right now. And I don't know how much longer I'm meant to be here, but if my time left in New York is fleeting, I best pick up a camera and start recording again because I look back on my old YouTube videos from going to Parsons and working at Brandy and like the little girls trips I took as a college student with my friends, and like I'm so happy that there is a visual diary of those times and those moments, and I'm just trying to run that back. Like, I want to have that for these times too, because now I am fully formed. I don't want to say I'm a different woman. I'm still me. I've always been me. I've always been very assured in the woman that I am, but I do feel like I have grown so much and I'm at a place now where I'm so happy again and just so inspired and busy and thriving, low key thriving. And I'm just like, okay, babe, you're gonna want to look back on this and like have the receipts, the proof, those moments on camera. I can't make any guarantees like of what to expect from me because I don't know, but I am in this place now and this is what we're doing, and it's just a go with the flow type of vibe. We're taking things one day at a time, one challenge at a time, one task at a time, one sentence at a time. And, we'll see. Like, we can only hope for the best. And that goes for everything every day. The next thing I want to talk about is kind of the darker moments of while I was away, but I do believe that these dark moments led to the brighter outcome, which is like I really did go through an episode of really, really intense anxiety and depression. And I guess there's actually two episodes in the time that I was away. One more in like 2021 or 22, and then another in 2024. Um, of just struggling with like debilitating anxiety that then turned into like agoraphobia and not wanting to leave the house and having like full-fledged panic attacks like anytime I would try. And yeah, those were both really scary times, and like I'm always hoping that like once I'm out of it that that's it and it's never going to happen again. And so when I started having all of those more physical anxiety symptoms again in 2024 and like the same kind of mental spirals, that was really upsetting and scary and like a big hurdle for me. I'm strong, I'm a big girl, and I've been in therapy my whole life. Like I have the tools and the support to overcome. So I do believe that I'm more powerful than my anxiety and my depression. And yeah, these are some experiences that I've written about in Cosmo. So when I first moved back to New York almost 2 years ago now, Cosmopolitan magazine was getting a full internal makeover. They had just gotten a new editor-in-chief, Willa Bennett, obsessed with her, and she was appointing all of these new team members. And so Brandon Tan came over from GQ. Anyways, Willa Bennett was assembling her Cosmo army and had been reading my Substack. Also, I started a Substack at some point during all of this while I was living in LA and traveling around and not making YouTube videos. I was like, I will write and I will share my writing. And so Willa Bennett was reading my Substack, and through that liked my writing and then saw that I had moved back to New York, and then boom, I now have a writing gig at Cosmopolitan, and I have a column called Ella in the City, and this is my second year of doing it, and it's just been so fun. I feel like last year I was really writing about the trials and tribulations of my dating life in New York. And then we got a little bit more personal, and like I wrote about life after gender affirming surgery and like sex after gender affirming surgery. And now I'm thinking a little bit more intellectually. The piece that I'm working on currently is a kind of cultural critique on roster culture and like dating multiple people at once. It's been such a great exercise for me in opening up to the public, and I think it's also part of what's led me here and back to you. Is like I've had to write about such intimate things and such vulnerable moments. It's it's just been very transformative, honestly. Like, it's just a really amazing opportunity that Willa gave me and such an amazing, like, heritage platform to be writing for. And I'm really living out my Carrie Bradshaw Sex in the City dreams. Like, that's why the column's called Ella in the City. Like, this is 2026 Carrie Bradshaw, and she's a doll. You're welcome. That's where I've been and where I am now. Writing, still modeling, and now back on YouTube. And who freaking knows where you will see me next? I don't even want to say because you're not even ready. Yeah, I'm back. I'm better than ever, quite literally. And who's to say if I'm qualified to do this anymore? But I hope that I haven't lost your loyalty in me. I hope I haven't lost your care. Do we like the comb? I don't know if I like the comb, but I didn't want you guys to hear the ruffling of my collar. So we did a comb. I also thought about a wand. I know this is much cuter than the comb, but it's not flat, so it was quite difficult. Anyways, we'll work out the kinks as things progress, but for the first talking video in like 3 to 5 years, I think this was lovely. I think this was a great little catch up. Um, I think it's really interesting, or I think it's really beautiful to think about growing up on YouTube as a YouTuber and like thinking about the people that were watching my videos were growing up too, and like we're all maybe in this place now, or you've been there, maybe you relate, maybe it's coming. I'm like, is this all just my Saturn return? I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's a question for Amanda Steele because she does zodiac horoscope astrology. She's spiritual and into astrology. Maybe I should talk to her. Yeah, I'm not gonna trauma dump on here. I feel like I trauma dumped enough last year in the column, and we're beyond that now. Like, we are chic, we are intellectual, we're silly, and we're not gonna trauma dump. Okay? I love you guys so much. Those of you that are still here, and those of you who are just tuning in now for the first time. And I will see you probably within the next week. Or maybe you just want to click on one of my other videos right now. We can keep this party going. All right. Have a good rest of your day or night. Bye. ASMR.